The Padres wrapped up a 3-game series with the Reds. Here's the recap. MLB The Show legend, Matt Waldron, on the bump. 72 overall. That's underrated. He's on the bump throwing his nasty knuckler, and this is so fun to throw in the video games, but Ellie De La Cruz apparently plays video games because he takes Matt into the bullpen for a solo shot in the first, and to make matters worse, he dabs on him here, which is kind of funny. Profar answers in the bottom half of the inning, our little vibes above replacement leader. Ray of sunshine, he's so happy, but that would be about it for the Padres offense. The Reds seemed like they were sitting off speed. This is important. Sack fly, runner scores, but Candelario moves to third. That proves to be important because the next batter, this is a balk. Matt tries to go from the windup, and apparently he didn't come set or established. There's a rule. You can look it up. I'm not doing that. Too much work. But you can see here, it's going through the windup with the runner on third. And apparently that is a balk. Spencer Steer rips a double here. Reds go up 4-1. That was a knuckleball. That was 75. That's basically batting practice. Come on, Matt. A lot of spin. Willie Ladola, who is this guy? You know now because he had 11 strikeouts. He had a 6.29 ERA last year, but decided Monday night to have a Cy Young performance for no reason and no reason at all. 11 strikeouts, 17 retired in a row at one point. TCU grad, are they building them different down there, those Horned Frogs? After his last strikeout at Kim here, this is funny. He walks off and he lets us know how easy it was with the little wave. It says, forget about it. Padres showed a little bit of life in the ninth. They did what I like to call the reverse sandwich, where you score runs in the first and the ninth, and then you just don't really participate in the middle. Frustrating loss, 5-2. The balk was frustrating. Kim strikes out here to end it. Very Padre-like loss, but that's enough negativity because the next day, Yu Darvish was on the bump, back off the IL, hit a neck injury. He went 5 innings, 0 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, nothing too fancy, but it gets the job done. Nicky Walmart, that's what me and my brother used to call Nick Martinez. He's back in San Diego, but as a Red, gives up a bloop single here to Cronenworth. That scores a run. We called him that because it's like a Walmart-level pitching. In the fifth, some interesting stuff going on. Cronenworth grounds at the second, run scores. He's out at first, but it's catcher's interference. Everybody take a look. So Schilt gets together with the umpires, and he decides, I want the run off the board, put him back at third. We don't want the field goal. We're going for the touchdown. Why? Because he's got Manny Machado coming up with the bases loaded. Does it pay off? It does. Of course it does. Genius call. Gutsy call. Faith in your players. Bob Melvin would never. Anyways, he's probably pretty hyped about that. And the camera pans over to this dude first, and then they pan over to the mastermind himself. Look at him go. He's so smart. Nick Martinez's homecoming to Petco gets even worse when his left fielder drops the ball, literally and figuratively, probably hits him in the left pec muscle. I'm not an expert on the human body. I know the left field fans are heckling him after that. Later, Tatis grounds this one softly to India, and he just kind of botches the throw. Kim slides in, slippy slide home. He was almost out at first. That was a little concerning. Sweet slide, bad throw. Run scores. Top of the seventh, Candelario, the candy man. This guy's a menace. He's hitting 455, I think, in his career at Petco Park. He's a menace. They have a Viking helmet. 2 batters later, Fairchild, basically dead center, and then look at this. I'm going to slow it down. The bullpen catcher, we're warming someone up in the bullpen. Padres bullpen catcher catches this. How do you do that? That's pretty baller. It's pretty impressive if you ask me. Speaking of former Padres, Emilio Pagan was not happy with the home plate umpire. David Bell comes out to defend him, gets tossed, and then he kicks the bat weight, the on-deck bat weight. Those are heavy. He's probably got a broken toe. I'm not an expert, though, on human anatomy. These were the calls that he potentially was upset on. He goes down 3-0 on these calls, but he ends up striking Kim out in no run score. Why was he upset? I don't know. Robert Suarez, a.k.a. Johnny Fastballs, closes the door, hits his glove a few times for good measure after. Next day, No Joe, Wednesday day game, trying to lock back in, getting his groove. But Spencer Steer apparently doesn't care about Joe's groove. Puts this one into the first row. Does this guy catch it with his hat? Kinda. It's hard to tell. Was that a Reds fan? Who knows? Later, bottom half of the first, Stuart Fairchild robs Manny Machado in almost the same spot he was robbed in the World Baseball Classic in 2017. right in front of the zoo sign and the rhino and the rhinoceros and other creatures of the zoo that inhabit that wonderful zoo. Jurickson Profar had a legacy game. Bottom four, drives in two with this single. He was 4 for 4, two RBIs. Why is he just so good randomly? Do a heart thing. He's the pride of Curacao. Oh, here's the candy man. I'm telling you, this guy is a menace. 455 batting average against the Padres at Petco Park. He just loves hitting at Petco Park. He's excited, but Joe decides to lock in after that because he's worried they're going to take down his mural at Grossmont High School. He ends up having 9 Ks, so pretty solid day for Joe. Tyler Wade in the bottom of the 7th. This is comical. This whole inning is comical. He bunts it over the pitcher. That's impressive. That's funny to me. I think it should be funny to you too. It's okay if you don't find it funny, but what is funny is Profar went 4 for 4. Like I said, this is his legacy game. Bro was balling. Next up was Tatis, and he walks on 4 straight pitches. Pitching coach is going to come out here because we got Cronenworth coming up with the bases loaded. They're out there talking. How are we going to attack him? Jake's looking to do some damage, and apparently they didn't, go over what to do because he just decides to put a fastball right in the Crone zone. And Jake puts it out in the seats. Everybody go crazy. Slam Diego. He does a little thing like in Gladiator. Are you not entertained right there if you saw that with his hand? He says, Wade says, I'm going to clap my hands. This guy's going to spin the ball. Everybody's on their feet in the top of the 9th. Robert Suarez just throwing gas again. Fly out to Merrill to seal the deal. Padres win the series 2-1. They Tuesday night with the win, they snapped a 5-game losing streak. Everybody put your hands in the air. Profar 8 for 12 on the series, 3 RBIs, a home run, 4 for 4 on Wednesday, and he was the performer of the series. Padres have the Diamondbacks coming up next. This was my first series recap. Leave a comment, any suggestions or ideas you want to see incorporated. Criticisms are also appreciated.